Welcome to the Lyndon B. Baines Johnson Library Museum
Austin, Texas.
from Austin, Texas. So here we are in Austin, here at UT Austin at the Lyndon B. Johnson Library Museum. Another one of our presidential libraries, so join us. Alright guys, so when we come in, you're gonna see this exhibit. Civil rights, some of the pens used by President Johnson, Medicaid, the Job Corps. Right, so you come in and this is the first thing you see. And we're gonna head in here to see introduction to LBJ. Okay, so after you leave the video, we continue on here of some LBJ's humor. So that's one of the exhibits here. I think if you press this button, yeah.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very happy day here at the White House. We're glad you're present to join in these festivities with us and to share this pleasure. For some years, the ideal of our country's policy has been that politics would stop at the water's edge. Not always sure just which edge of what water, but it's a very fine sentiment to believe in, and I hope it's an idea that Americans will always practice as well as preach.
So you can take a picture here with LBJ Library, and this we're gonna go up to the second floor. They have some more exhibits here. That's the exits. So, oh, wow, look at this. Have all the archives, and they were saying that only 10% have been digitalized, so wow. Now, if you come in here, you're gonna see a lot of things for Lady Bird Johnson. If you guys have noticed, in some of the other presidential libraries, you usually have clothing that the first ladies have worn. So this is a section dedicated to Lady Bird Johnson. Now, if you didn't know, Lady Bird was actually her nickname when she was a little girl. Her real name was Claudia. So as you can see, this is a dress that you see in this portrait for Mrs. Johnson. Alright, so this is the marriage license of Lyndon B. Johnson and Bird Taylor. And they went to Mexico for their honeymoon in Xochimilco. So pretty cool stuff. There's President Johnson and Mrs. Johnson in Xochimilco. And so continuing on with Lady Bird Johnson's exhibit. I have a display of things from Mrs. Johnson's family. Oh, okay. Alright, so here's another angle. You can hear the echo. So the archives. And the Great Seal of the President of the United States.
Pictures you want, just don't use flash.
Okay, so here are some of the another exhibit, everyone, so we can see life in politics.
It's like you just follow the path. Well,
follow the pattern.
follow the path.
So Lyndon B. Johnson.
That's once you see this little thing here, they just go in there, and that.
Oh, okay.
That starts with the assassination.
Of President
And then
Kennedy.
you just go all the way around.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Did you like that time?
Pardon?
I mean, did you like the 60s? Was it do you remember it?
Oh, yeah. Well,
So this is the exhibit. A little bit dark,
it was an
but very nice.
It's not just Negroes.
Alright guys, so this is a section that deals with a lot of his presidency, like what happened in Latin America at that time, the Cold War, Vietnam. So if you come, check it out. I'm gonna go look at these exhibits, and you can actually pick up the phone and hear some of the conversations he had. So I'm gonna check it out with detail. So when you come, do that. Has a lot of information of some of the events that were going on during his presidency. All right, so guys, just like in other presidential museums, they start at the beginning of his presidency and it winds down into the end. LBJ's farewell. He did not seek the nomination. He could have ran for president again, but he decided not to. So this is where his presidency ends. Similar to other presidential libraries, the end of their presidency. So we're going to continue on to the 10th floor. All right, guys, so when you come up from the 3rd floor, it takes you all the way to the 10th floor. You turn left and this is what you see. The Oval Office. President Johnson. The way that it would have looked. If you notice, in the other presidential libraries, you've seen another desk. This desk was actually President Johnson's desk that was given to him by the Senate. So it's not the same one that we have seen in other presidential libraries. All right, guys, so this is again the 10th floor here at the Johnson Library. And this one, well, before we get to that, that's Austin, Texas, capital of the state of Texas, here at the UT campus. And this, everyone, was Lady Bird Johnson's private office here at the LBJ Library. From what they tell me, she would come here almost, very, very frequently until she wasn't physically able to, like in her mid-80s. So this was actually Mrs. Johnson's personal office here at the LBJ Center. All right, so continuing on, you can see a lot more of her personal belongings. Lady Bird Johnson. We're going to check out that video in just a bit. And a little bit more of LBJ memorabilia. All right, so from the Oval Office, you continue on and you come to this bust. Morning. The White House years. So this is a bust of LBJ, 1966. And if you guys have noticed, a lot of these presidents have cowboy boots, especially President Johnson being from Texas, and some of the other things that he had. So look, oh, these are the pens, guys, that we saw at the beginning of our tour. Miss Crispy was telling me this model. Remember that we went to the LBJ ranch down in over by Johnson City, and it's closed. We can't go there because they're repairing it. Some of the items of LBJ's favorite boots, Lady Bird's boots. So that's what we saw yesterday, but we couldn't go in. All right, so when you come down from the elevators, you're going to see President Johnson's limousine. Wow. Look at this beautiful limousine. Now, if you've noticed, a lot of the presidents have their limousines, and it's pretty interesting to me that you see the difference, like the years. Obviously, this is the 60s. This thing is enormous compared to the one that we saw in President Clinton's and President Bush's. Beautiful limousine. And then we're going to head out into the LBJ gift shop, and then we'll go home. All right, guys, so when you come, you can actually drop a postcard. It's a working post. Should be going out of here in about 1. So we're going to do that, send it out. All right, guys, so this is it. Coming outside, you'll be said goodbye by President Johnson's statue there. So, Miss Crispy, what do you think of the...
Very good, very nice. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 here in...
Had a lovely day.
A very nice day today here in Austin, here at the UT campus.
And the people working here were very
nice.
warm-hearted.
Very
And
warm.
yeah, you could chat with them and ask any questions, whatever. But they brought interesting facts to
Yes.
the video or to the day.
All right, guys. So if you decide to come to this presidential library, it's in the heart of Austin. Very accessible. They have free parking right over there. And you know, I think it's one of the more accessible presidential libraries as far as parking costs and everything. So you won't be disappointed. So if you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel. Leave us a comment. Share it with other people. And we're gonna see if we can do all the presidential libraries. It's a big task, but you know, I think we can do it. Hopefully in the next year or so we can continue going to some other ones. So until we meet again, happy trails to you and see you around.